So let's talk about how exactly do you balance your life and other people's expectations. Like maybe you are right now currently facing a lot of different expectations from everyone around you. Maybe it's your parents, friends, relatives, everyone seeing that there's a particular path for your life, and whenever you just move just a little bit away, they kind of push you back or you get scolded or punished for whatever reason. This is a bit hard because you want to become your own person and not just blindly follow the plans of other people, because one day you'll be making decisions for yourself. And how do you balance that with the disappointment of others? And in some ways, I will say you're kind of similar to an Olympian, in that Olympians basically train their whole life for one single sport. And that, I don't know, maybe a month, that's when they perform, train really hard for. And if they didn't train hard enough, they don't get a medal. The good news is most of life isn't like that, but Olympics is still very fun though. I really enjoy seeing athletes perform at the highest level, and if you have not been following it, Olympics is starting in roughly a month-ish or two, somewhere between a month or two. Yeah. So I'm really excited. But if you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and of course the bell so that we will keep on talking about social issues. So the points I want to really touch on, the first one is on pressure, in terms of the ones that other people place on you. And the second one is the fear of getting left behind. And you'll see later on why I think these two points are linked together. So first, let's talk about pressure. When we're talking about pressure, a lot of the pressure comes from other people's expectations of us. And this can be parents, friends, relatives, pretty much anyone that's within your social circle. And sometimes we're getting so caught up in trying to follow the setup that other people have given us that we kind of lose ourselves because we never really made a decision or are allowed to make a decision for ourselves. So if we want to go about handling this pressure, we want to take back that control. Or else we just kind of feel like a puppet for everyone's expectations. And yeah, that sounds really fun, right? But how do you go about doing this? And the answer is say and voice your opinions even though you understand the consequences. For example, let's say you have a curfew of 6 p.m. I know, kind of early, right? Who has a curfew at 6 p.m.? Anyways, bad example, but we're gonna go along with it. Instead of just going along with the 6 p.m., you can ask the question, can we do 7 p.m. instead? And what we're really doing here is pushing back on that pressure. Like if someone says, hey, we're gonna do 6 p.m., you're saying we're questioning and pushing back on that. And even if the answer is no, saying like no way you can't do it, you have to go by 6 p.m., you are practicing voicing your opinions and pushing back and having that pressure. And when you build this up over time, you will feel more and more comfortable taking control of your life, your needs, and be able to express your, desires and wants and everything. Another example might be, let's say if you're still in the educational system and most parents want you to get an A. It's like, no way, unacceptable. What the heck? No, but let's say if that's a standard, you can ask them saying, what if I got a C? Of course, it doesn't mean that you should go and bomb your tests and ruin everything for yourself, but here we're posing the question, just challenging a little bit, saying, what happens if I just get a C? And regardless of their response, right now you're practicing pushing back a little bit and taking more of a control, and now it's more of your choice to get that A or C, not by command. So here, just to make sure, I'm not advocating of you becoming a rebel. I just want you to be able to have the ability to communicate your own thoughts and opinions. And this is how you push back against other people's expectations and pressures. Now let's talk about the fear of getting left behind. In some ways, this is really similar to, expectations, because people, or more like the society, have pretty much paved out a path for you to go on. You go to A, then B, then C and D, and like it pretty much never stops until your whole life is over. They have every single roadmap for every part of your life, and your job is to go on that roadmap. And it gets really tiring because you don't want to deviate from it. You don't want to fall behind or do something wrong and then go fall off track, and then suddenly you're not recognized by the society and disappointed by everyone around you. So in the same way, you want to practice taking back some of that control that so many other people are pretty much pressuring you and enforcing on you. You want to push back a little bit so that you're not crushed under all that weight. Things that you can ask yourself is, so what if I don't do things exactly the way that other people are doing it? Like, so what? Just giving that thought, just thinking about it. So what if I go off track and do something else? Having that mindset allows you to start thinking and breaking out of that box so that you're not just blindly following what the people around you are having for you. So pretty much what I'm saying here is run your own race and choose to run your own race. And if that race is same as other people's race, just happens to be the same ones, great. But if your race just is something else completely different, then I say go for it. Explore a little bit. Run that race instead. Your life isn't going to be over if you make a mistake. The world isn't going to collapse. And sometimes the person that's actually giving you these advice and creating this structure for you, sometimes they might not even have the things figured out. All because everyone is running the same race around you, it doesn't mean that that is the right race, or maybe that's even the race for you. So here, instead of seeing other people in the race they're running in and how far you're left behind, think about if you're actually supposed to be even in a race. Like maybe you're supposed to be cooking. Like the analogy might stray off a little bit, but you kind of get the point of saying maybe things are meant to be different. So that is my take on balancing pressures. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter who you talk to in life. Pretty much everyone will have an agenda for your life because everyone has their own version of what exactly is the best kind of life. So people will subconsciously or consciously try to impose that on you. So this is why we have to learn to kind of really take control of our lives and draw out a little plan in what we want for our particular life. And that is a discovering process and involves pushing back and taking control over your life first. So if you have any questions, comments, or things that you are kind of related but I didn't answer it, yeah, feel free to leave it down below. And as usual, like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will talk to you guys next time.